you something. What did you do yesterday? If you're not sure how to say it in English, don't worry. Today we'll make past tense easy.
Yesterday felt like one of those days where everything moved slowly, but in a nice way.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. The kind of day where you think back and say, what did I actually do yesterday?
And that's exactly why today's episode is about talking about your day in the past tense.
Right? Because yesterday, last night, last weekend, these are things we talk about all the time in real life.
Before we start, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Josh, and welcome back to Mr. Learn English.
And I'm Emily, and we're here to help you speak simple, clear English every day.
Let's begin with something very easy. The words was and were.
Yes, these two little words are the past tense of am, is, and are.
Exactly. Am and is become was, and are becomes were.
Let's show how simple it is.
For example, I was tired yesterday.
Or she was at home.
And for were, you can say you were happy, or they were at the park.
These are everyday sentences you can use right away.
Let's try something even more real. What were you doing yesterday morning?
Yesterday morning, I was at home making breakfast.
That sounds peaceful. Yesterday morning, I was still sleepy. I was drinking coffee and trying to wake up.
That's a very real moment and easy to describe with was. I was tired. I was sleepy. I was at home.
Exactly, and learners can use those sentences to talk about their own day.
Now let's talk about places because place plus was were is super helpful.
Yes, like I was at school, or I was at work, or I was in the kitchen.
Or we were at the store, or they were in the car.
These are very simple, very natural, and perfect for A1 and A2 learners.
Another common past tense question is, where were you?
Yes, that's a big one. It's short, simple, and used a lot.
For example, where were you last night?
Or where were you yesterday afternoon?
And you can answer with something easy like, I was at home or I was at the library.
So let's share our own examples. Where were you yesterday afternoon?
I was in a small cafe working on my computer.
That sounds nice. I was at home preparing dinner for the evening.
These everyday examples help learners understand how natural the past tense can be.
Now let's move on to regular verbs in the past tense.
Yes, because many verbs make the past tense just by adding ed.
Exactly, and it's easier than people think.
For example, walk, walked,
Cook, cooked.
play, played.
Visit, visited.
These are all super easy to use in everyday conversation.
So let's use them in sentences.
Yesterday, I walked to the store.
Nice, and yesterday I cooked pasta for dinner.
I love how simple these sentences are. Just one change. Add ed.
Yes, it makes English feel much easier.
Let's think of more examples. I cleaned my room. I watched a show. I studied English.
Those are all great, and learners use these verbs every single day.
Let's ask a question using regular verbs in the past. What did you cook yesterday?
I cooked noodles and vegetables, something quick and easy.
That sounds good. I cooked rice and a little bit of chicken.
These small stories help learners picture real-life situations.
Now let's talk about another common question. What did you do yesterday?
Yes, this question is everywhere in English.
And the answer is simple. Just use a past tense verb.
Like I walked, I worked, I visited, or I watched.
All easy verbs that beginners can use without stress.
Next, we'll look at irregular verbs, the ones that don't use ed, and we'll practice them in short stories.
Now let's move into irregular verbs, which are a little different because they don't use ed.
Yes, but don't worry, we'll keep everything simple and beginner friendly.
The good news is that you already know many of these verbs,
Exactly. Verbs like go, eat, drink, see, have, and make are very common.
and their past tense forms are easy once you hear them a few times.
Let's start with one of the most important verbs go, went.
Yes, in the past we say, I went,
For example, I went to the store yesterday.
or I went for a walk last night.
Another common one is eat, ate.
Yes, so we say, I ate breakfast at 8, or I ate rice for dinner.
Super simple and very natural.
Another big one is drink, drank,
For example, I drank coffee in the morning.
or I drank a lot of water because it was hot.
Next is see, saw,
Very useful. I saw my friend yesterday.
or I saw a movie last night.
And another important one is have had.
Yes, like I had a good day, or I had lunch at 12.
These verbs appear everywhere in daily English.
Let's practice them in real sentences so listeners can understand them clearly.
What did you do yesterday morning?
Yesterday morning, I went to the park and saw some birds.
That sounds peaceful. Yesterday morning, I had coffee and ate toast.
See how simple that is? Just small verbs, easy sentences.
Exactly, and this is the best way for beginners to learn the past tense.
Let's make a short practice story using regular and irregular verbs together.
Great idea. Here's a small one. Yesterday, I woke up early, brushed my teeth, and ate breakfast.
Then I went to work, talked to my coworkers, and worked on a project.
After that, I went home, cooked dinner, and watched a show.
Very natural, very real, and very easy to understand.
Let's do another one with different verbs.
Sure, here's one. Yesterday afternoon, I walked to a cafe and drank some tea. Then I read a book for a little while. After that, I met a friend and we talked about our day.
These small stories help learners feel comfortable using past tense verbs naturally.
Yes, because they show how everyday actions fit together in real life.
Now let's talk about questions in the past tense, because these are very common.
Good idea. In the past tense, we use the word did to make questions.
Yes, like, what did you do yesterday?
Or where did you go last night?
Or, what did you eat for lunch?
These questions are simple, friendly, and perfect for beginner practice.
And the answers can stay short. Beginners don't need long sentences.
Exactly. I went to the mall, or I ate noodles, or I watched a movie.
Short, clear, and correct.
Let's share some natural examples like a real conversation.
Okay, ask me something.
What did you do yesterday evening?
I stayed home, cooked dinner, and watched a show.
Sounds relaxing.
What about you? What did you do?
I went for a walk, ate some soup, and then listened to music before bed.
These small examples help learners imagine real conversations in English.
Next, we'll tell a longer story, a simple past tense day from morning to night.
Let's put everything together now and tell a simple past tense story from morning to night.
Yes, a full day in easy English helps learners understand how all the verbs work together.
Let's imagine a normal day. Nothing complicated, just real life.
All right, here we go. Yesterday, I woke up around 7.
Yesterday, I woke up around 8, a little later than usual.
After waking up, I got out of bed and stretched because I felt a bit tired.
I did the same. I stretched and then walked to the bathroom.
Then I brushed my teeth and washed my face.
After that, I brushed my teeth too and felt much more awake.
Next, I made breakfast, just eggs and toast.
I made a simple breakfast too. I ate fruit and drank some tea.
After breakfast, I put on my clothes for the day.
Same here. I got dressed and packed my bag.
Then I left the house and went to work.
I also went to work, but I took the bus because the weather was hot.
When I arrived at work, I checked my emails and started my tasks.
I arrived a little later, but I answered messages and planned my day.
At around lunchtime, I ate rice and vegetables.
For lunch, I had noodles and a small salad.
In the afternoon, I worked on a project and met one coworker.
I worked too, and I also talked to a friend about weekend plans.
When the day ended, I finished work and went home.
I finished work too, and I walked home slowly because the weather felt nice.
In the evening, I cooked dinner and watched a short show.
I made pasta for dinner and listened to music afterward.
Later, I cleaned the kitchen and washed the dishes.
I cleaned a little too and organized my table.
At night, I changed into comfortable clothes and brushed my teeth again.
I brushed my teeth too and washed my face before bed.
Before sleeping, I relaxed and read a few pages of a book.
I did the same. I read for a few minutes and then went to bed.
And finally, I went to sleep feeling calm because it was a simple, good day.
That whole story uses basic past tense verbs that beginners can copy easily.
Yes. Verbs like woke, brushed, washed, ate, drank, went, had, made, worked, cooked, cleaned, read, and slept.
All common, all useful, and all perfect for daily conversation practice.
Let's do one more small example to reinforce the verbs.
Great idea. Here's a quick one. Yesterday, I visited my friend, we walked around a park, and we ate ice cream.
That's a sweet little story, simple and easy to remember.
Here's another one. Yesterday, I stayed home, watched a movie, and talked to my family.
Both stories are short, but they show how natural the past tense can be.
Yes, and learners can make their own versions with the same verbs.
Before we move to the final part, let's ask our listeners something simple.
What did you do yesterday?
Think of one or two things, and if you want, say them out loud.
Even a small answer like, I ate breakfast or I went to work is great practice.
Next, we'll do a vocabulary review and give listeners a warm, motivational message to help them feel confident.
Let's take a moment to review everything we learned today, because repeating ideas slowly makes them easier to remember.
Yes, reviewing helps the past tense feel more familiar and natural.
Let's begin with was and were, two words you will use all the time when talking about yesterday.
Right, examples like I was tired, she was happy, or they were at school are simple and very common.
And don't forget the questions. Where were you? And how was your day?
Those questions help you start real conversations with people.
Now let's review regular verbs that end with ed.
These are verbs like walked, cooked, cleaned, studied, watched, and visited.
They all follow a clear and easy rule. Just add ed to make the past tense.
Exactly, and they help you describe normal everyday activities.
For example, I walked to the store, or I studied English, or I cleaned my room.
All of these are great beginner sentences.
Now let's go over irregular verbs, the ones that change their form completely.
Yes, like go, went, eat, ate, drink, drank, see, saw, make, made, and have, had.
These verbs appear in almost every story you tell about your day.
And even though they don't end with ed, you can learn them easily by listening to simple examples.
Let's give listeners some quick sentences to review them.
Sure. I went to the park. I ate breakfast. I drank tea. I saw a movie. I had a busy day.
These short sentences are the building blocks of past tense English.
Now, let's do a small review story so learners can hear everything together again.
Good idea. Here's a simple one. Yesterday, I woke up late, ate a small breakfast, and went to work.
After work, I went home, cooked dinner, watched a show, and relaxed before bed.
That story uses both regular and irregular verbs in a very natural way.
And learners can try making their own small story using the same patterns.
Another thing we should review is past tense questions because they help you talk with other people.
Yes, questions like, what did you do yesterday? Where did you go? And what did you eat?
These are easy to ask and easy to answer.
You can reply with short sentences like, I went to the store, or I ate noodles, or I stayed home.
Short answers are perfectly fine at the beginner level.
Let's ask our listeners one more practice question.
What did you do last night?
Try to say one short sentence out loud. Even whispering helps your brain learn.
You might say something like, I watched a movie, or I cooked dinner, or I read a book.
Any small answer is good practice.
Sometimes learners feel nervous about speaking in the past tense, but you don't need to be perfect.
Yes, learning a language is slow and gentle. You learn one small verb at a time.
And every time you practice, you get a little more confident.
You don't need big grammar or long sentences.
Just simple English that describes your real life.
That's the heart of today's lesson, helping you talk about your day in a clear, natural way.
And we hope you feel proud of yourself for learning with us.
Yes, we are really happy you spent this time with us today.
Your English is growing, even if you don't see it yet.
Every new verb you learn, every sentence you say is a small step forward.
And small steps are how real progress happens.
So keep going, keep practicing, and keep speaking even a little bit each day.
If you try 1 or 2 sentences daily, your English will grow stronger and more natural.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Mr. Learn English.
We hope today's past tense practice made you feel more confident.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment.
Tell us one thing you did yesterday. We'd love to read your answers.
Take care, be kind to yourself, and keep learning step by step.
We'll see you again in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye till next time.